It is 2 in the morning, and you are clinging to the absolute edge of your mattress. Your dog, a creature perhaps 1/4 your size, has somehow managed to expand their mass to occupy 80% of the available sleeping surface, pinning your legs under a dead weight of fur and peaceful snoring. You probably think this is just about comfort, or maybe warmth, or simply a bad habit you failed to train out of them when they were a puppy. But you are wrong. That heavy weight resting against your feet is not clinginess, and it is certainly not an accident. What is happening right now in the dark at the foot of your bed is a deeply calculated, multi-millennium evolutionary and neurochemical decision. Your dog is executing a survival protocol written into their biology, and the true meaning behind why they refuse to sleep anywhere else alters everything you thought you knew about the animal lying next to you. To understand what your dog is actually doing, you have to look at how they perceive you. Researchers at Evolutionary University in Budapest decided to map the canine mind using a human psychological tool called the Ainsworth Strange Situation Framework. This is the exact same test pediatricians use to measure how human infants bond with their mothers, tracking proximity-seeking behaviors, distress upon separation, and how quickly the subject calms down when reunited with their caregiver. The results shattered the barrier between human and animal psychology. The scientists discovered that dogs relate to their owners in the exact same way human toddlers bond with their parents. They do not view you as a pack leader. They view you as a mother figure. The anchor statistic from this research is staggering, revealing that 61% of dogs have a secure attachment style to their owners. That is the exact same ratio found in human children. When your dog circles the foot of your bed, nudges your leg, and finally collapses against your skin, they are not just looking for a soft place to rest. They are actively seeking their primary attachment figure, communicating with the weight of their body that you are the safest entity in their entire world. This feeling of safety is not just an abstract concept, but a fierce biological feedback loop pumping through both of your veins. A landmark study published in the journal Science by researchers at Azabu University in Japan isolated the exact chemical responsible for this late-night behavior. The molecule is oxytocin, widely known as the bonding hormone, and it is the foundation of maternal love. The researchers tracked a phenomenon called the gaze loop. When your dog looks at you, your brain releases a surge of oxytocin. That chemical spike makes you look back at your dog with affection, which instantly triggers a massive oxytocin release in your dog's brain, compelling them to move closer to you. To prove how unique this is, the scientists ran the exact same test with wolves. They used wolves that had been hand-raised by humans from birth, bottle-fed and cared for around the clock. The gaze loop never activated, not once. The wolves never looked to the humans for comfort, and the human oxytocin levels remained entirely flat. This chemical bridge is exclusive to you and your dog. When they press against your feet in the dark, that physical contact goes to work on your nervous system. Within 10 minutes of this touch, cortisol, the primary stress hormone, plummets in both of your bodies. Your dog is literally using their physical presence to chemically medicate you, dropping your heart rate and preparing both of your bodies for deep, restorative sleep. This biological devotion did not happen overnight. We have to go back 15,000 years, long before farming, before written language, before the first cities were ever built. Imagine a world lit only by ancient campfires, where the silhouettes of wolves lurked just at the edge of the firelight. Hovering in the dangerous dark, something profound happened in that darkness. In a 14,000-year-old burial site in modern-day Germany, archaeologists uncovered the remains of a dog buried alongside humans. But this was not just any dog. The bones revealed the animal had suffered from a severe case of canine distemper, a highly lethal virus. The teeth showed the dog had been sick for over 5 weeks, entirely unable to hunt, defend itself, or contribute to the camp. Yet, early humans had chewed up meat and painstakingly fed it to this dying animal day after day, nursing it through the fever until the very end. That ancient burial site proves that dogs stopped being tools and became family thousands of years before recorded history. Over these millennia, our ancestors did not just domesticate dogs, they fundamentally rewired their biology. Modern geneticists have pinpointed this change to chromosome 6. Dogs carry specific genetic insertions for extreme hypersociability, mutations that wolves simply do not possess. Humans actively rewrote canine DNA, engineering an animal with a biological imperative to seek out human presence. When your dog insists on sleeping touching your feet, They are echoing a 15,000-year-old genetic command to stay within the safety of the firelight. Yet, having this genetically engineered companion in your bed creates a strange contradiction. If you look at objective sleep data from the Mayo Clinic, the monitors will show that dogs actively disrupt human sleep cycles. They kick, they dream, they scratch, and they cycle through sleep stages much faster than we do, causing micro-awakenings in their owners all night long. By all medical logic, sleeping with your dog should leave you exhausted. But psychological data tells a completely different story. A comprehensive 2024 study from the University of Jyväskylä in Finland revealed that owners consistently report feeling significantly more rested and secure when their dog is in the bed, despite the physical disruptions. The secret lies in a physiological metric called heart rate variability co-regulation. When a bonded dog rests beside you, their nervous system detects your breathing and heart rate and literally synchronizes its own rhythm to match yours. You become one unified biological system breathing in the dark. An unfamiliar human sleeping in that exact same bed does not trigger this parasympathetic response. The profound neurological calm that overrides the physical sleep disruption is a privilege reserved exclusively for a bonded dog, because this behavior is so deeply rooted in their DNA and their neurochemistry. Any sudden change requires your immediate attention. If your dog has always slept near your feet and suddenly starts sleeping on the floor, leaving the room entirely, or hiding under furniture, it is never random. You must not ignore this shift. The most common and urgent reason for this withdrawal is physical pain. Dogs are stoic creatures by nature, and a reluctance to jump up onto the mattress or a sudden preference for a hard floor is very often the earliest detectable sign of osteoarthritis, hip dysplasia, or hidden joint deterioration. They isolate because jumping hurts, and being jostled in the night brings sharp flashes of pain. But there is a second, even more heartbreaking reason. 35% of dogs over 8 years old develop canine cognitive dysfunction, the canine equivalent of dementia. This terrible condition systematically destroys their circadian rhythms and spatial memory. A senior dog pacing the halls at night instead of sleeping in their usual spot at the foot of your bed is often experiencing profound confusion, literally forgetting the routines that once anchored their life. Recognizing these signs early is the absolute best defense you have for giving them the care they desperately need. So when you wake up tonight, pushed to the absolute edge of your mattress with a heavy chin resting on your ankles, do not just push them away. Reframe that moment. Out of every room in your home, out of every soft surface available, out of every smell and every person they could have chosen, they chose you. They are executing a 15,000-year-old genetic promise to guard you in the dark, flooding your brain with bonding chemicals, and syncing their heartbeat to yours until the sun comes up. Drop a comment below and tell me, what percentage of the bed does your dog take up tonight? Because understanding how they sleep with you is only half the story, and the neuroscience behind why your dog stares deeply into your eyes during the day reveals a level of mind reading that is about to completely shatter how you look at them tomorrow.